I just find sometimes the boredom of using a plugin on the screen isn't as much fun as turning knobs as well. So that's a reason why sometimes I'm more likely to go to analog. So big topic of discussion is, should you be using analog equipment for mastering, or should you be using digital stroke in the box for mastering? Now, for me, there's no rules. You need to use whichever tools you've got available and whichever ones work in different scenarios for different tracks. Some tracks work really well with analog, some work within the box. So let's unpack this a little bit. Now, with digital equipment, I'll show you some. I have a Vice EQ, which is a hardware digital box, and I have some other compressors and limiters and things as digital boxes. I also have a lot of plugins that I use, various different ones that I like. I like the UAD stuff, very nice, and also FabFilter, things like that. And I also have a load of analog equipment as well, compressors and tube things and some EQs and what have you. So what do I use and why do I use it? Now, I use them, as I just said, for different reasons if I want to create a certain sound. Some music lends itself more to an analog type sound. Now, I'm not saying you can't get an analog sound with plugins. You can, of course, but there are certain times where just going through an analog box actually just works really well, and it's really easy, and you get a sound and it gives a vibe and a depth and everything, and so there's no point in trying to achieve that with a plugin. It's easier just to go, okay, run it through, in, out. How does that sound? Yeah, I like it. Fine. But then there are certain plugins where I want to use them because with plugins there's certain things you can do. You can manipulate a plugin more. It has more features, more functions that you can't necessarily get on something that's analog. So from that way, if I want to dive deep into something and really screw around with something, then a plugin's probably more likely to be used. I just find sometimes the boredom of using a plugin on the screen isn't as much fun as turning knobs as well. So that's a reason why sometimes I'm more likely to go to analog. Analog sound, to me, I think psychologically, I think it sounds better. I actually think that sometimes digital stuff sounds better, and I also think plugins sound better because they're cleaner, there's no noise. So if I'm doing something that I don't require noise on, then I'll use plugins. So what I'm really saying is, look, there's no rules. It is 2019. We shouldn't be fixed with one thing. You need to be open-minded, and you need to use the right tools for the right job. So find the plugins that you like, find the digital gear that you like, find the analog equipment you can like, use it all in a hybrid situation, because that's the best way to master music, is find the right tools for the right track and then try and not use them, because as I always say, the best thing about mastering is getting an amazing mix and then not having to do anything to it, and you're just kind of turning it up in effect to whatever level you want it to be, whether it's super dynamic or super smashed, and then giving them back the mix that sounds how they had their mix, which was great. But 99% of the time that doesn't happen, so you need to do something, and what that thing is can be analog, digital, whatever it requires. So I hope that's clarified things for you and helped you not be too panicky about being totally in the box or totally out the box or whatever. Just relax. You're thinking too hard about it. Just use the right tools for the right job. So thanks for watching this. If you're not a subscriber, please make sure you subscribe and like the video. If you love this kind of stuff, if you're an audiophile, if you like pro audio stuff, then you need to join the Audio Anoraks newsletter, which is available at my website, streaky.com. Go there, sign up, you get discounts. It's once a month I send an email out, and it's got discounts from manufacturers. It's got giveaways of equipment that I get to review, and it's kind of a place where I can show you things that I can't necessarily show you on YouTube. So go to streaky.com, sign up to the Audio Anoraks newsletter. Until next time, bye.